So the leather everyone has been waiting for, our African buffalo. So today's video, we're going to show you 4 custom-made boots in African buffalo, and you'll be able to see which one you prefer if you ever want to go the custom-made boots option. Now, African buffalo leather, we have it, sometimes we don't, sometimes we do, and that's because it's not readily and easily available. Many of the reserves that we work with, where we donate our boots to, they help us source these skins, and the buffalo are removed from these areas for disease control, population control, and various other factors. We have done a video on our African buffalo leather, which we'll put a link to down below. But let's get straight into it, onto this custom-made boot over here. So this boot is off to the state of New York, and is quite an interesting one. So this customer has gone for our Numzaan boot in the buffalo leather. There's no toe cap, making it quite crisp and clean. Now straight away, this gives you quite a nice formal look. This all comes together with our full leather midsole and a Kalahari outsole. So full leather midsole plus the Kalahari outsole is going to make it a bit more on the heavier side, but the major benefit with the Kalahari outsole is that it's not going to pick up any debris or mud and make your wife or partner happy when you're walking. You can scrape it off easily and walk into the house. Now this all comes together with the African buffalo skin. The skin that was used on this pair has got some character to it, but I really love how our factory has put this one together, where obviously keeping the vamps uniform, but on the counter and the facing have used some really rough parts of the skin, making this quite a unique looking boot. And once it breaks in and gets some more character and scuffs to it, it's all going to come together quite nicely. Now one thing is that there's no toe puff or thermoplastic toe puff used in the boot, making it nice and soft, combining with our JG last, so making it more on the wider fitting side. So once this boot breaks in, it's really going to be a nice option, and this African buffalo really makes it nice and formal and something really nice. And this yellow lining inside here also really pops, especially when you're looking from the top down. So now we're on to a taller boot, our AR8 boot. So here you can see the quarters they've really cut in some really rough buffalo skin here. Now because the buffalo that we source, they're running wild, these skins can vary from the scratches to lion claws. I don't know what could be happening out there. That's just the nature of the skin, and it's really tough and rugged. Now this boot, the customer has combined it with rough out buffalo. So here you see the textures of the smooth out, then the rough out, and this all comes together with an interesting combination of our JG natural lug sole. So it does have a little bit more squish to our JG sole that we run in the black, and this combined with the leather midsole is going to be nice and comfy. Now again, same as the boot we've just chatted on, this customer has gone for no toe puff or any toe cap, so it's going to be nice and comfortable. And another nice unique touch is he's gone for 3 eyelets, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 speed hooks. But interesting about this boot is it's off to Connecticut, the state of Kolmorosky, where I've had the pleasure to enjoy a few drinks with him over the past couple of years. So now we're on to the shorty, and this boot is off to Vermont, California. Something interesting is that although this boot is half the height of this boot, because of the spec, they weigh exactly the same. So let's get into this pair of African Rangers. There's a combination between smooth and rough out African buffalo. So the boot is our stock standard African Ranger upper, but with a steel toe cap. So there we go. This customer is going to be getting some nice support on this pair. It then comes together with our full leather midsole, and then our tire wedge outsole, which is fairly new to the range and going onto feet, and customers are really enjoying this. It's just a good balance between rugged and comfort. So our tire wedge sole is the same compound that we use on our Oringo sole, which is the sole we came out with our original African Ranger. It's the same rubber compound, but what we wanted to do is just add a rugged touch, and that's why we've got this tire pattern that gives you that grip when working in some harsher environments. So this customer, he's tied it all together with the olive shoelaces and olive stitching, number 10 stitching. So this boot is one tough little African Ranger, and with some time and wear, going to break in quite nicely and give him a good many months, if not years of use. Now we're on to New Mexico, where this boot will be heading, and it is a variation of our Baobab boot, but with this customization where he's added the full leather midsole, it kind of pointed more in the direction of the Numzaan boot. But obviously our Baobab boot has a stock standard pull loop at the back here, and this boot, as you can see, is a complete rough out buffalo. So I just want to shift my table over here. So here you can see the difference between the two boots by completely changing the leather. Here you've got the toe puff, not the toe cap, which gives it that rugged touch, whereas here you don't have that toe cap, which makes it a little bit more sleeker and formal. Now both these boots are on our JG Last, so they are just as wide, but with the slight changes in the rough out option and the smooth out, and the addition of the leather toe cap, it completely changes the look of the boot. Now, not visible to you, but this boot doesn't have a steel shank. So if you're climbing up ladders or any sharp or pointy objects, there will be a bit of flex under this boot, but because it's a wedge sole, that's actually okay. Now, I wouldn't recommend going for a boot without a steel shank if it had a heel of some kind, because that, when you're stepping, the middle of your foot tends to slouch down, and it actually isn't all that comfortable. So with a wedge sole, it's perfectly fine. You won't even notice, and it does add a little bit more comfort and flex to what you're wearing. Now the boot comes together with our olive shoelaces, naturally our traditional leather lining, and here we go, another great boot that to me looks really formal, and could this double up as a nice work boot, or even a hiker, depending on your use. So here we have it, 4 pairs of buffalo skin boots. If you are wanting African buffalo leather boots, please order now, because as I said earlier, this leather comes and goes. We don't know when we're going to have it. We don't know how the demand's going to be. But as we keep going, we would like to add more variations of buffalo skin to our range. So thanks again for watching, and thanks for your support. Please remember to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel. Every little bit goes a long way. We are ever so close to 20,000 subscribers. Who would have ever thought we would be here already after close on 2 years of our YouTube channel. So please, also in the comment section, let us know what more content you want to see. Let us know how you want us to structure these custom-made boot videos. We have tried various different ways to show them, and we do read all the comments, so let us know down below, and we'll see you on the next episode.